Hello, everybody. MJ is napping in the next room. I'm going to try not to talk too loud. She actually fell asleep laying on me, and that is her drool. She's supposed to be in school full time, but she's having a really, really hard time adjusting, and she legit flipped out this morning. Was having an actual nervous breakdown. She was all sweaty, and anyway, it was super sad. So let me get started. So I wanted to talk today about the controversial follow-unfollow method. If you don't know what the follow-unfollow method is, basically it's where years ago, people discovered that they could grow their followers on Instagram faster by following a ton of people at once. And then as soon as that person followed them back, they would go unfollow that person. So that's really how it got a bad rep, because it was basically it was kind of like false advertising. It's like, oh, you think somebody's coming to follow you, so you're going to follow them back, and then they would immediately unfollow. Well, then it got taken to a whole new level of icky. And a lot of these automation programs, you'll hear me talk about automation a lot and how it's not the way to go. A lot of these automation programs started, is anybody on? No. See, the other day Facebook did this and then it blocked my video, so we'll see. Anyway, so people started doing automation to where literally they would follow 1,000 people a day, and then they would set that same app to go unfollow anybody, unfollow 1,000 people the next day. So you can imagine how that really put a bad taste in people's mouths. So whenever you see these things that are 10,000 followers in 10 days and all that, that's how that was accomplished. So just know that anybody who's not a celebrity or not a big well-known internet person or blogger, that's likely how they got so many followers. If they have a crap ton of followers, is using the follow-unfollow method with automation. Now, do I recommend that even if it was still something you could do? Absolutely not, because what happens with those accounts, or what happened with those accounts, and now they're literally having to repair damage, is they got all of these random followers so then those people aren't engaging with their posts. So I actually have people who are going and, hi Mandy, I actually have people who are actually going and removing followers, not unfollowing people, but they're literally going to the people who are following them and removing them so that they have fewer followers, because the fewer followers you have, the more engaged the followers are. So that's kind of a little backstory about the follow-unfollow method and how it got such a bad reputation and how it's just kind of not something you really want to do. However, there is still a way, in my opinion, to do it, and to do it correctly, to where it's not icky and it's just legit way of growing your followers. So I'm about to launch a new account called Social Download, where I do pre-made, ready to download content for chiropractors. And I'm going to be starting from zero. So you better believe I'm going to be doing this to grow my account, because it's brand new. So recently Instagram has put a cap on the amount of actions you can take in a single hour, or am I saying that right? Yeah, in a single hour. And I've heard there's no one real number out there, because unless you work for Instagram, you really don't know. I've heard 20 actions per hour. I've heard 60, basically meaning you don't want to follow or unfollow too many people at once. So the very first thing you need to do if you're going to use this at all is to make sure you are not following more people than are following you. So let's say you have 400 followers, but you're following 1,000 people. You need to work slowly, very slowly, on getting that number of who you're following down lower than who is following you. Do not want to do this all in one fell swoop and go through and start unfollowing people like crazy, because what happens is your account will get frozen. And by frozen, actually, in some people's accounts are even getting shut down. Frozen just basically means you would go to follow somebody and they call it a follow block and you can't do anything. It'll be like, I can't remember what the error message says. It's like, cannot complete this action, or I don't remember. Mandy, you'll appreciate this. This is drool from my kid who was supposed to be at school today, but she pitched a massive fit, so she's at home with me. And she fell asleep on me. So anyway, so first, like I said, step one, you want to make sure you are not following more people than are following you, and you want to do this slowly. You don't want to, I would be super conservative and say like 20 actions an hour. That's just my personal opinion. Okay, so then to go figure out who you want to follow, you want to find another account that is complementary to yours or a competitor. I like to say complementary more than competitor, just depending. Like, I know Adrienne and Lauren are both Beachbody coaches, and like, so you wouldn't want to go find another Beachbody coach, and then, because that just wouldn't really work. So maybe just like another fitness guru, or like Mandy for you, for you, like another, interior design, whatever. You want to go find a complimentary account, and you want it to be a smaller account, not like a big celebrity or like big, like really well-known popular account. And you want to go to that account. You want to click on followers. So you want to click on the people who are following that account, and you want to start following those people. But like I said, you don't want to do more than, like, I've heard 60 an hour, but I personally, if it were me, I would only do 20. And that's what I'm going to stick to with growing my social download account. And then once you've done that, hi, Lauren, actually just mentioned you. So once you do that, once you go find a complimentary account, click on followers, start following those people. Like I said, no more than 20. I'm going to say no more than 20 and actions an hour. You want to wait a while, like days, and then I just go unfollow people who I don't do the whole typical like follow, unfollow. Like as soon as they follow me back, I go unfollow them. I think that's just icky. That's like, ew. Like I just go, over time. I mean, I've had an Instagram account for a long time. And so there's just people who don't bring me value anymore. And those are the people I go unfollow. So it's not like the typical icky follow, unfollow method of like, I'm going to follow you. Then as soon as you follow me back, I'm going to unfollow you. Because that is just, like I said, it's just a really good way to get a bad taste in people's mouths. And it's not something that I would recommend doing at all. So yeah, so that's kind of how you do it. And then I'm trying to think, is there anything else I didn't cover? Oh, okay. So I don't think some of you, the questions you've had is like, I know some people are just now getting started and they don't know like whether or not to start a new account or convert their personal account. So what I did when I started is I went through and archived all like photos that had other people's kids and all that kind of stuff before I made my Molly Cahill account, because it was just my private normal account before I became a business. I went and just archived any photos that, like I said, did like had other people's kids or other people who might not want to be on a public profile. Archived those, and then I converted my personal profile to a business profile. And the reason I did that is because I already had like 600 followers. And so I was like, I don't want to start from zero, especially if I'm going to be teaching Instagram. I need to have a little bit of clout. And so that's the reason I chose to do it that way. I know there's a couple people in here who are wanting to get started and they're like, I don't know, do I need a new account? That's just food for thought. I have yet to meet many people who decide to keep their personal account who keep up with both, like who keep up with the personal account and a business account. Personally, like a lot of my family is on Facebook, so that's where I post. I mean, I still post my fair share of pictures of MJ on my Instagram, but a lot of people, most of my family's on Facebook. So I digress. So that's kind of like another good way. So I know I preach that it's not all about followers, and that is still like the truth. It's really not, especially in 2019. You would truly rather have fewer followers and a more engaged like tribe, community, whatever, family, than have a crap ton of followers who like never even care about your stuff. But I do still understand that if you're growing an account from zero and somebody comes to your profile and you have 10 followers, you're like, what? So I totally get it. So yeah, if you have any questions, the only thing about Facebook Live is if y'all type a question to me, it's kind of got like a lag, so I might be sitting here waiting for a while. So any questions you have, I hope I covered it to where it made sense, like step by step. Any questions you have, let me know. I just didn't want this video to go too long. I hope this was helpful. And if you have any others, just post in the comments and we will work through it. Thanks, guys.